Hello, all my Mashinky friends. Thanks to magic of our developer Jan Zeleny, we've received a new update with air transportation. So this will be two parts tutorial video about the airports and the air transport. The first one will be short about the very basics, and then the next one we will talk a little bit more about different features and how to build more complex airports. Okay, so here is the first part about the very basic airfield, what you have to build so it works. When you open the airfield menu, you have a few icons here, and each and every airport or airfield has to have two things. Has to have a runway, this is the one with the blue arrow, and has to have the actual terminal where the airplane is parked, and that's this one icon with the station. So the place where you want to build an airport is totally up to you, but you have to remember, if you build the airport just beside the city, the airport has quite large zone of pollution, and half of the city won't grow and will not give you enough people. So that's generally bad idea. That's why, since you will be building airport outside of the city, you have to remember to have your passenger destination on, otherwise the people wouldn't be able to come there. Now I made this artificial mountain here, so you can see what happens if you build the airport too close to a mountain or any high object. Exactly what happens in a real life. The airplane cannot depart against the mountain, and you will see these tiny icons telling you that this is object too high for the airplanes to fly over. I mean, they can fly over if they start somewhere else, but if they start so close to the mountain, they cannot fly over. So you have to level the terrain so those icons go away. And here is your runway. At the absolute shortest runway which is in a game has 3 squares. Some airplane will require more than 3 squares. We will see that in a depot, in a hangar later on. But 3 is absolute minimum. For me, it looks too short. I built 4, but it's just totally up to you. 3 is a minimum. The second part, as I said, has to be a terminal. You can put a terminal directly on the side of the runway. You can put it ahead as well, but it just looks funny. And this bright yellow you see, that's a taxiway, which will build there automatically if you attach it to the runway like this. If you have the terminal farther away, you have to build it by hand. So the runway is always two-way, and while the taxiway is always one way. You have to remember that, because if you decide to put the terminal farther away from the runway, which you could, you have to take this icon with the white arrow, which is a one-way taxiway, and you have to build it manually to wherever you want to go, like this, and the other way like this. You cannot build both ways on the same square, it doesn't work. And then you have to connect it here. Now I did it wrong, I know, but it's a purpose. I show you. I did it wrong. You see the taxiway, this goes this direction, it goes this, so there is a missing direction. There's this little triangle telling you, oh, wait a minute, there is something wrong with the way the way is not connected there. So you can fix it, of course, by drawing this the opposite direction, and the triangles go away. This little like no entry sign means there is a pathway missing completely, and that's because the terminal is not there yet, and once we place it, that sign goes away. So I just demolished this because I don't want it here. That was just to show you. And this one you see here is the absolute minimalistic airport. You just cannot build anything smaller. While this is the smallest one working, it will be totally useless in this stage because you have no people there. So you must attach either a road stop or a train stop. That's up to you. I have a road stop because I already built a city there for it. And then of course we have to connect these together. Give me 1 sec here. And there is a stop in a city, there is a stop at the airport, and since the passenger destination is on, we can send buses and it will work. Now we need the airplane. So we need a depot for the airplanes, which is a hangar, of course. and you can place it directly at the airport like this. Oops, yeah, that doesn't work because guess what? I just clicked the road depot. I need a hangar, so I need a depot from the airfield. And again, you see the bright yellow, the taxiway. I do not recommend put a hangar into the airport, and I tell you why. You can put the hangar anywhere, like on the corner of the map. Doesn't matter how far away, because the airplanes are very fast and they will just fly to the destination as you need them. And imagine you built an airport for your 5, 8, 9 planes, and it works perfectly, and then you have 50 planes on the map and you all send them to depot for renewal or maintenance or something. You want to replace them, and then suddenly the airport, which was working fine with 8 airplanes, gets swamped by 50, and it will all just fall apart for you. So if the hangar is there on the airport, that's why it's much better to build a hangar here and put a hangar and a runway, nothing else. This is the only runway when you do not put a terminal, and you may not to add station 5 in any route list. If you add it there, the plane will just throw you the hourglass with the cannot find a pathway message, because without the terminal the airplane will not land there. So you just press the button, go to depot, and that it will land and go to depot. So in depot, on the airplane tab, you have two important new things. This icon shows you the type of the airfield. This is the old airfield, and there would be, as much as I know, a second more modern airfield available, and then there will be different icon. And this little number is the most important of all, because that tells you how long is the minimum runway the airplane will land. This one you see needs 4. This one it's only 3. So the 3 is the minimum. There is nothing less than that. And a 4, and it could be 5 and 6, whatever the modern airplanes will require. So let's grab a plane, give it a route list. Not this one, of course, as I said. You give it the working airfield and send the plane. And there it goes. So of course these terminals are equivalent to the platform at the rail station, and so as many terminals you have there, that many airplanes can be serviced at the same time. So you can put more of them there or less, and if you simply send more airplanes than the terminals, same like the trains are waiting in front of a train station, the airplanes will circle around the airfield until the time that one plane departs and the terminal becomes available, and then the next airplane will land. So this is the very basic. If you copy and paste this airfield to every city, it will work. And next time we will talk about more complex airports and what else you can do it with the upgrades. One last important thing: remember, the same rules apply for the airports as a train station, with no upgrades buildings here. It's only 6 by 6, including of course the road or a train station attached. So make sure you fit it in a 6 by 6, or you have to use the upgrades, which we will talk about next time. Have fun.